So let me tell you about this game. You stand on a pad of concrete looking into the forest. Now, nested in the woods, hundreds of feet away, is a basket. Your mission is to get a disc into the basket in as few throws as possible. No surprise there for disc golfers. You have a collection of approach, mid-range, and driver discs, which go different speeds. So they travel different distances and they create various shapes in the air. In the game, they're called flight paths. So these flight paths contain information about the disc's height in the air and which obstacles the disc would interact with on each hex. There are two different types of throws, backhand and forehand. And what those will do is they'll make the disc spin opposite directions, creating the opposite flight path. You can actually do that with these tokens by just turning them over. This gives you even more ways to navigate the wilderness. There are many different obstacles between you and the basket, and they may try to slow down, redirect, or stop your disc. Your job is to find a clear path around or through them to throw a disc as close to the basket as possible. You're going to have things like tall grass, bushes, small, medium, and large rocks, trees, which are made out of branches and trunks. You're going to have water. There's hazards. There's out of bounds. There's mandos. It's all there. If you've played disc golf and you've seen a hazard, there's good chances in this game. Now, the wind will also blow your disc in different directions, making for challenging throws and fresh experiences. You'll learn over time to adjust for the wind and even harness its power to maximize your throwing distance and to blow past obstacles while doing a wind adjustment. Now, there's an expected number of throws it will take to complete each hole, which we call par, and you'll keep track of your score in relation to how many throws under or over par you are. We've also included player profile cards, which give you unique abilities to give you an advantage in an aspect of the game. That's in all sorts of ways, whether it's power, finesse, putting, wind control, you name it, it's in there. We have a couple different tokens in this game. There's bag tokens and chain tokens. Those can be used you spend them to modify or decide the outcome of a spin or roll. You can replenish these tokens by scoring under par on a hole. There are also scenario cards, which apply a new rule or variable to a hole, and it applies to all players. You can use these later on for an extra challenge. But back to how you'd be throwing these. There are 3 different tee pads on each hole. You're going to choose one of the 3 tee pads, select a flight path, and line it up. You can throw it in different directions, backhand, forehand. Once you've lined it all up, you commit to your throw by saying throw in. So once you're throwing, your disc token will travel up the flight path, 1 hex at a time, and you'll be resolving interactions with obstacles or wind along the way. When you're close enough to the basket, you'll perform a close range throw called a putt. Putting is harder the further away you are, and it's even harder if there are obstacles in your way. There are tap in, circle 1, and circle 2 putts. There is even throwing in from a distance or chaining in. So yeah, that sums up how the game would work. I have different rule sets available for people of different ages and different experience levels in both gaming and disc golf. So I'd have you experience this overview. You'd be ready to read the core rules and start playing. And if you want to introduce more complex mechanics, you can jump up to the intermediate rule set or the advanced rule set. I will also be including more instructional videos at my website as we go. So I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for the next video.